Hello, we are here with on Scéalaí Beag, a bit of a vlog style because we're out and about today. So I would like to ask you about your storytelling. You write stories for and stories about the Dagda, the good God. So can you tell me how you got started with that?
It's a very interesting question. I think really the best place to start an answer to that is really with the importance of stories to me as a person. Um, a long, long time ago, as a child and growing up in Dublin, um, I went to an optician. The optician was like, "Okay, well, you know, he's definitely going to need glasses." I was like, "Okay." And the optician was like, "You won't have to wear them all the time. You only need them when you're watching TV or reading books." And so now I wear my glasses all the time because all I ever did was watch TV or read books. There's many stories with my parents kind of taking a torch out of my hand and taking my glasses mashed off my face because I fell asleep with a book on it. But that was always the power of stories to me. It was the fact that through this medium of words, through the power of imagination, you can experience entirely different scenarios, different kind of places, fanciful worlds, or different perspectives on things. Um, so it's always been a big part of my life, a big kind of impact for me around stories. Um, as I've grown into a more mature adult, I still fall asleep with a book in my face every so often, or hit myself in the face with a tablet if I'm.
Can confirm. It's hilarious.
Yeah, well, but it again, it's that passion for stories and where they can take us and what they can inspire us to do with our lives and to experience. So I've always been writing stories, even as a kid. Just random kind of mad ideas typed out on a big, huge electric typewriter that my dad had, because it always seemed like a type of magic to me. The fact that you can kind of imagine something, you visualize it in your brain, and then you can take it down through your fingers, and with the pressings of certain keys, you can make words on a page appear, and then those words, when someone reads it, takes them through into what you saw in your brain and allows them to experience it. So it's always been fiercely inspiring and powerful kind of thing for me. Um, and as I've grown up and kind of learned more around my spirituality and my choices in life as I've grown, I have gone back to certain roots, like older roots as an Irish person, and our mythology and our cultural heritage. And within that, the art of story was hugely important. There was an entire section of culture, an entire section of Irish citizenhood or citizenship, which were known as bards, and their job was to remember the stories and to retell the stories because there wasn't written language at that point, it was all oral. And how you learned where you came from, how you knew who was descended from who, and what how to learn all your morals of the story, and how not to do this, and how not to fuck with the fairies and whatever, all came through stories. So my personal exploration of that meshed more and more with my spirituality and my belief around the ancient Irish deities, and particularly the good god, the Dagda. And so I just started kind of writing stories. But I actually started reading stories, or trying to read stories about him, um, because what I knew and what I was experiencing were two different things. What I knew was a slovenly, oafish, lecherous kind of person, but what I was experiencing was someone who was sharper, shrewder, someone who cared a heck of a lot, and someone who, you know, went beyond what was an idiot, And then I found that this individual, this deity, was chieftain of Ireland, was the king, you know. And the ancient Breton laws had a category of people who were referred to as idiots who were not of a sufficient mental capacity to make their own decisions, and they were cared for very carefully by the rest of the community. And he was not that, you know, absolutely not that. And so I began to dig more and more into those stories to try and find the roots behind it, to try and find, where did it go wrong? Was it a mistranslation? Was it an overly romanticized circumstance? Was it Dagda erasure? Because all of this was written down by, early Christian monks. Was there a bias toward this very male deity and referred to specifically as the good God by that terminology? Um, Was there an element of kind of we need to paint over him, gloss him into the margin somewhere, or marginalize him literally to kind of diminish the impact of this very large figure? Um, so it's been a really good experience for me, and trying to take it back to the older stories, trying to find as much as I can and kind of show it into my brain so I can get a better understanding of what those stories really meant and the impact of those stories on people and the culture of the time. And through that and my own love of words and stories, it's led to me actually creating and generating these stories to, in some way retell it in a new way aspect or bring it forward for more people to have and experience Dagda stories.
Oh dear. So apparently none of that came out because you can hear me loud and clear, but not you. God damn it. Okay, we're going to do a take 2 on this. Hold this pace. Okay.
Is that someone else's comment or something?
Yeah, we're live. So other people can hear him. He's just quiet. So
I'm generally not very quiet, and I'm trying to be quiet in a space probably not
yeah,
conducive to
apologies for
noise.
that. Probably what we'll do is advise that you listen with earphones, and I'll redo this video back in the studio.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much. And how can people get in touch with you?
Oh, dagdabard.com is the website.
Dagdabard.com.
Yep, dagdabard.com. Scéalaí Beag is on Facebook or at Dagdabard on Instagram.
Awesome. Okay, and feel free to subscribe and like this video and share it and all that good stuff. Okay, thanks for the heads up, Lee. Okay, and we'll catch you next time. Slán.